Hi, this is Rick. Hopefully you had a chance to see our video titled, What are Arm Chaps? This video is to help you determine what size of arm chaps fits you best. Displayed before me are just 5 of the 7 sizes available on our website, starting with extra small. And as you can see, as we go up in size, the length of the arm chaps actually increase because a larger person is more likely to have a larger forearm. Now, just to give you a comparison, these are larges, and if I compare them to the extra small, you can see the length difference. These are intended for smaller people, whereas these are intended for larger people who typically will have larger, longer forearms. So keep that in mind. Now, before determining the proper size for yourself, think about how you plan to use the arm chaps. For example, if you're wearing arm chaps in a hot work environment and you know you're going to be hot and sweaty, it's better to have a looser fitting pair. On the other hand, if you're wearing them in a cold environment, then a nice, snug, yet comfortable fit is probably best. Also, if you're wearing to prevent cold air from going up your sleeves or high winds, say you're riding a motorcycle, you want that wind not going up your sleeves, then definitely a much more snugger fit is best. Now, to determine the correct size, 2 measurements are needed. I recommend using a flexible measuring tape like this one. It's much more accurate than, let's say, a metal tape measure. These are great for measuring flat surfaces, but not so much for measuring arm chaps. Now, the first measurement is your hand and palm circumference. Basically, I'm looking for the distance around your hand going across the center of the palm and then over the top of the hand. Your thumb is not included in that measurement. So to do that, we simply put the tape measure in the webbing between your index finger and thumb and wrap the tape measure around and then just pull it nicely snug to where it fits in a nice snug fashion. For me, it's 9 inches. The second measurement is the upper forearm area. And again, you may need to rest your arm temporarily on the table to get a measurement, but once you're ready to actually take your measurement, get your hand and arm off the table. For me, this measurement is 12.5 inches. Now, if you rest your arm on the table, this measurement increases to 13 inches. So again, make sure you take your measurements with your hand and forearm off the table. Now, I also recommend that you measure both hands and both forearms. If this hand is 9 inches and this hand is 9.25 inches, use the smaller 9-inch measurement because leather will stretch to form fit to that larger hand without any problem. Again, measure both hands and measure both forearms. Okay, now when finally ordering arm chaps through our website, a sizing chart is available. Use the 2 measurements that you got off your hand and forearm, and then you can determine the proper size from that chart that's available. Now, in some cases, when someone does receive their arm chaps, they may feel a little snug. That's okay. I want to demonstrate stretching the arm chaps. The first, most likely problem area will be as you enter, putting your hand through the arm chap. The wrist area may feel very snug for your hand to go through that area. To stretch that, simply make a fist and it'll stretch this leather. Another good way is to put your other hand inside and stretch out like this in the wrist area to stretch that leather out, and then your hand will go through there much more easy. And it may take 3 or 4 times of stretching to get that just right. A second area for some is the forefinger area. Now if this area is extra tight and you want it a little bit looser, simply put your index finger inside and you will pull out on that seam just enough to stretch it. You don't need to put a lot of pressure on it, but you do need to put some pressure on there, and you will feel that seam stretch and rather quickly. So it will form fit to your hand. Now the thumb area, if that feels uncomfortable and a little bit tight, again, use your index finger, put it inside, and simply stretch this area apart. And again, then that will form fit to your thumb. Now the last area could be the upper forearm area. Imagine I can only zip up Arm Chaps this far on my forearm because my forearm is just too big. Not a problem. Take the Arm Chaps off, and what we're going to do is stretch 2 areas. We're going to stretch this first solid piece of leather and then this second solid piece of leather. We're going to avoid stretching the seam, and we're going to avoid stretching the zipper area. And to stretch this area, you simply grasp with your fingers on both ends and you're pulling them apart like this. You don't have to wrench on it too hard, but you can feel it actually stretch. And you want to do that to both sides of the solid pieces of leather, like that. And then, again, it may take a couple of times to do that, but eventually the Arm Chap will go all the way up and form fit to your arm. I hope this helps you determine the proper size of Arm Chaps. If you need more information, please check out our website at armchaps.com. There's extra information out there and phone contact numbers. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thanks a lot.